Hi, my name is Jody Curtis, and I wanted to make a video today to share some of the natural methods of healing that I've learned in my life. I made a video the other day talking about my experience going through chemotherapy for stage 4 lymphoma, along with working for a pharmaceutical corporation at one point in my life, working on clinical trials with the doctors. I've also lived in and managed an assisted living home and handed out medications to different people in home health care, and also when I managed the assisted living home. So after my process of going through chemo, I learned everything I possibly could about natural healing, and I'm still continuing to learn it. I'm right now in the middle of a 100-day Siddha Veda course, learning about herbs and herbal medicine and marma points and all sorts of different therapies that are successful in healing the body gently and naturally, and anything that is more gentle and natural than some of the stuff we have going on right now is in my opinion, the more logical way to go. A more logical approach is to, love the body and help it balance itself out, because the body has such an amazing healing capability inside itself. I'm going to talk about homeopathy first. I'm just going to go quickly through a few different modalities of natural healing that I've discovered that I use in my own life on a daily basis. Homeopathy actually is the one that I use the least at this point in time, although I've gone through stages in my life where I've used it a lot, and it is very effective. So, for example, homeopathy is based on, it's a medical system based on the belief that the body can cure itself. So I'm in alignment with that. And the practice of it is to use tiny amounts of a substance like plants and minerals that can help stimulate the healing process. So the basic belief in homeopathy is that like cures like. So something that would create symptoms in a healthy person can actually stimulate healing in someone with similar symptoms. So it's like cures like. So if you're having um, problems with your teeth or jaw or something like that, then the medicine is actually tiny, like infinitesimal dose of the thing that is actually causing the problem, something that stimulates that problem, but in such a small dose that it kicks the body's natural healing mechanism in. So this one, like this chamomilla, is probably most moms around the world have probably used it unknowingly, homeopathy, if you've ever used the Highlands teething tablets. So they're just little tiny, let me see if I can show you here. You're not supposed to touch them. Little teeny white pills, little tiny dots of pills. They just dissolve in your mouth, just exactly like the Highlands teething tablets. And they come for every single thing. There's the Materia Medica, which is the book that is the book for all of the homeopathic remedies. And it's got a lot of information in a little tiny book. They all have their own names. I have a whole bunch of them. This one's for bruising and muscle soreness. It's arnica. And they just make them for every possible thing. And they do work. They definitely work. So let's see if there's anything else about that I want to say. I'm going to move on to flower essences, because flower essences, I actually discovered flower essences and started really using them when I was going through chemo. Like I found them, I got called toward them to help balance out that process that I was going through in the Western system with some more gentle remedies. Flower essences, the most popular one that many people probably have heard of is Bach Rescue Remedy. And Bach Rescue Remedy is a blend of, I think, 5 different flowers that they blend together. And it's, just a second, the flower remedies are like homeopathy in that it's somewhat of the energetic sequence, the energetic frequency of the plant, because everything on the planet has a certain frequency. I mean, this is science. Everything has a certain frequency. certain plants and flowers are a high vibrational frequency, which helps us balance our own physical system that is from nature. So with the Bach remedies, and there's a lot of different companies that sell flower essences and very beautiful, wonderful flower essences, and they mainly work on the healing the emotions. So you can see this is my Bach rescue remedies or Bach remedies, and they're all different kinds. Like this one's called rock water, and it helps you to enjoy life's pleasures rather than stick too rigidly to your ideas or potential habits. So they're all different, and you just put a couple drops under your tongue. I will kind of intuit which ones I need to work with if I'm feeling called to working with them at any particular time. They definitely help when you're going through emotional issues. If you're going through, loss or grief or some sort of emotional condition, like, like the rock water can help you with habitual behavior that you'd like to change. So all of these natural medicines work so gently and so efficiently. It's just like gentle, deeper healing to balance your entire body, and to harmonize yourself with nature. And I know a lot of people might think that it's, that woo-woo stuff, or, I have worked with all of these different modalities that I'm coming on to share with you today. And the reason I'm sharing them is because they work, because I've used them for years and years. I've used them with myself, my family, my friends, my daughter, and this is just how we live our life. So we've just used I've learned how to use them, and I'm continuing to learn. It actually continues to open my mind day after day. I'm always learning new things. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about are the essential oils. So everyone's heard of herbs, which is what I'm studying right now. It's very exciting. It's all really new to me about how all of the herbs, which are the dried form of plants, roots, bark, seeds, things like that, the dried form, and then the oils are the immune system of the plant. They can be likened to the immune system of the plant. So let's say you have a peppermint plant living out in the wild, and it will secrete little oil pockets on its leaves to protect itself. It's like a protection mechanism to prevent itself from to keep itself alive, to prevent itself from getting eaten by bugs or, whatever could overtake the plant. So it excretes these pockets of oil, like its immune system. And then it's so potent, and it works inside our body also because we are our nature. It's just really so simple. It's funny when I get on and talk about these things, or in the past, I've taught classes on oils and different things, oils and flowers and stuff. And I just continue to remind myself, I'm going to plug in my computer. It's just amazing to me when I start talking about this because of the simplicity of it. I mean, I have been using these, like I said, for so long, and they just work because our bodies are also from nature. And when we give it all of the natural substances that were put here for us to utilize to support our body and our body systems, then we find that our body will naturally balance and get into kind of the rhythm and harmony with the seasons and the just the elements of life, the elements of nature. So as far as essential oils are the lifeblood of the plant, they come, I'm going to show you my kit here. I have so many of them. It's crazy. I have them all over my house. I highly recommend getting a diffuser, which is like a ultrasonic little, diffuser to make the mist into the air, and you put water in it and you can add some essential oils. And that way everyone in your house can get the medicinal benefits of the oil. So you never want to heat the oil up. You don't want to put it like in a candle or anything like that, because when you heat oil, it destroys the medicinal properties. They all have different abilities. Most of them are antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory. The list goes on and on and on. It's really astounding, actually. I use this book called Modern Essentials. They come out with a new version every year. I usually get it every year. And if you look up in the first part of the book, it talks about the different oils and blends. I'm going to just look, let's say lavender. Actually, let's say lemon, because I'm going to give you guys a simple practice you can put in to play to help yourself right away, very simply. So lemon, let me show you. So this list right here is all of the things that lemon can support. It's pretty incredible. Look at that list. I'm going to read some of it to you. So lemon has properties of anti-cancer, antidepressant, antiseptic, antifungal, antioxidant, antiviral, astringent, invigorating, refreshing, and tonic. So these are just the properties of the lemon itself, the lemon fruit. The common primary uses. This is just a small list. Air pollution, anxiety, arterial sclerosis, bites, stings, blood pressure regulation, brain injury, cold sores, colds, concentration, constipation, depression, digestion, dry throat, dysentery, energizing, exhaustion. I mean, it goes on and on. Kidney stones, lymphatic cleansing, MRSA. One practice you can put into use right now in your life is just a couple drops of lemon essential oil, that's edible oil, made for consumption, in a glass of warm water first thing in the morning. It gently supports all of your organs. It helps to detoxify and support them in numerous ways. And it's gentle and natural and no side effects. The interesting thing that I've learned about the oils is two people could have opposite conditions. Let's say one had high blood pressure and one had low blood pressure. Because the oils support the body's systems, it can balance both people to where they need to be. And so the oils work inside each body differently. And just like with all of these different things, with the flowers, the homeopathy, the oils, the herbs, it's custom for each body, because each body is different, so we require different elements of nature to balance our system with nature so that we feel calm and peaceful and relaxed and focused and powerful in our life. I mean, that's really the goal, is to utilize these things to help us feel that we are functioning as our highest self, that we're living a life that we look forward to living. We look forward to getting up in the morning. We have joy in our life. We have love in our life, and when we're not balanced, when we have a dis-ease, our body is not at ease in some form, it's not fun. It's just not fun. And nobody likes feeling sick or, under the weather, or being susceptible, or living in fear or anxiety or worry. And all of these things can actually be balanced with these different modalities that I'm telling you about. So the flower essences can help to balance those emotions. Even the oils, even the essential oils. I have this great book, which I've worked with for years, Emotions and Essential Oils. Reference guide for emotional healing. I've taught classes on all of the different properties of healing of the different oils that you can use, like lemon and lime are great for, for feeling, if you're feeling depressed in your mind or something, they really support uplifting your feelings in that way. I mean, there's just so many to go into. It's taken me years and years and years just to garner the knowledge that I have, but I have a daily routine. I mean, I get up, open my curtains, I go around to my different diffusers in the house and put the oil that I'm intuit for the day is necessary. Like if somebody in the family is feeling under the weather, I'll just use the On Guard blend, which is the immunity support blend. Or if I'm feeling anxious for any reason, I'll put lavender in there. I mix a bunch of ones, If I wanted just to smell good, I'll try others and get the medicinal benefits of them anyway, just from diffusing them in my house. All of these things that I'm telling you about, the reason that I felt called to make this video is because they just have worked for myself and my family for so long. And as I go along in life, I'm discovering that people either have a misconception of what they are, or they just think, oh, I don't believe that that works, or without even having ever tried it, which is funny to me. I mean, how do you know if it doesn't work if you haven't tried it? And I run into people every day that are disillusioned with the system that they're dealing in, trying to get well, trying to find solutions for the problems that they have in their body and the pains that they're having, and the, you know, the fear and worry and anxiety and physical, you know, diseases or illnesses that aren't getting, you know, solved with what they're currently doing. So I wanted to bring this to you just in a kind of like an encapsulated version of these different choices of modalities that you have, because I find, you know, when I get sick or when my daughter gets sick or whatever, and I just slow down and tune in, I know what to do. I am guided in certain ways on which different techniques to use and which different things to use. And the reason that is because I've experimented over the years with developing my intuition in this way and trying different things and seeing how do they work? Do they work? Do they not work? You know, just sort of experimenting and seeing for myself what makes me feel better, what, you know, what makes my child feel better. I remember when she was little, I mean, gosh, like 2 or 3, I mean, she knows so much about oil. She could teach classes right now. She knew from the time she was a tiny little kid, if she had a tummy ache, she would come up and ask me for the ginger roller ball. So a roller ball is just this. It's just like I'll show you, pretty simple little thing. And I put all the stickers on there when I make a blend. And so I know what blend it is. And, you know, make them for all kinds of situations going on. I've gotten through my daughter through teething using the oils, through fevers, through all sorts of different things, because it just helps balance the system naturally. It doesn't, well, I have to be careful how I talk about this because I am a wellness advocate. So and there's certain, what is it, FDA standards, like they don't let you say certain words when you're trying to teach about this stuff. So it's pretty tricky. I can suffice it to say that for just about every single condition you could possibly have, there is an essential oil to support that, or there's homeopathic medicine to support that, or there's flower essences to support just about any emotional condition you could imagine that you could have. They're all supportive of it. And right now, for the fourth thing that I wanted to talk about today is the herbs. And I've been taking my Siddhaveda training, which is the science of success. It's kind of like Ayurveda, which is the science of the knowledge of life. But in both cases, they use a lot of herbs, which, as I mentioned, is just the dried form of the roots and plants, bark, seeds, things like that, and dried and ground up. So, and then you get the powders that you cook with, or, you know, and in the Indian culture, they use a lot of spices and seasonings that they cook with, which no doubt is helpful for their health as well. So this is my Siddhaveda. This is the beginning of my Siddhaveda emergency kit that I'm making with all of the different herbs that I'm learning how to use, how to blend them together and take them with warm water, or even, oh, I don't think I brought them in here with me, but even just the pressed tablets. So from Ayush Shakti in India, you can go to ayushshakti.com, and it's $15 to get a consultation with an Ayurvedic doctor, and they will can do a Zoom call with you, and then they'll prescribe you some different plant medicines to help your system balance itself out, you know. And It's not a quick fix like taking a pill and completely numbing out your body, and as some Western medicine stuff. And that's the other thing that surprises me that I'm finding about our society in today's day and age is a lot of people would really rather eat a bunch of crap and take a magic pill and hope that that cures everything, or never do a detox for your body, when it most people wouldn't even think of driving a car into the ground without at least changing its oil now and then. And our bodies are these amazing high functioning machines that process all kinds of crap that we put into it. We barely even ever thank our body for all of the amazing work it's doing without us even thinking about it. But then we complain the minute something goes wrong, right? And we say, oh, the bum knee, the darn back, or whatever the problem is, instead of taking a time out to realize, holy moly, this machine that functions for me every single day, this breath that comes in and out without me even thinking about it, my heart that's beating, without any conscious thought of it, my body that just keeps on doing the best it can for me. Now, when you start to give yourself just a little bit of support, and you try some of these things out, some of the herbs or the oils or whatever is calling to you, if you're getting a little inkling that's saying, that I wonder if that would work for my thing, it will, and you should try it. That's the little voice that we've all gotten out of touch with, from the time that we used to live more in alignment with nature. I mean, many cultures around the world for thousands of years have used to live so much more in alignment with nature and the seasons and the cycles of life. Everything cycles. The moon has a cyclical nature to it that affects our being. If the moon tides can pull the tides of the ocean, and our bodies are mostly water, then certainly it's having an effect on us as it cycles through each month, the same way the seasons cycle through, and it affects us the way we eat, whether we're eating cold food or warm food or doing these different things to support our body. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent, but it's just, I'm so passionate about this because of the history that I've come from, the experiences that I've had. And then, the gratitude that I have for being able to find and learn so many of these natural modalities that have made my life and my daughter's life so much better. So much better. I mean, if we ever even do get sick or catch a cold or something, we just know what to do. We grab the things that we need and intuitively learn what those are. And as you start to learn more about all of this, more will be revealed as you go along. It's just like it's a process of opening up your mind and taking a chance, taking a risk into, trying something different. It's not going to hurt you. That's my problem with Western synthetic medication is they'll take like a plant, like let's say the peppermint plant, but you can't patent nature. So they will make a synthetic version of that. And then, but it's likely missing some component because let's say there's 100 constituents to the plant. Well, in the synthetic version, maybe they take 99 of that and create a synthetic pill form version of it, but it's missing the completeness that nature, that God, that great spirit, the universe, whatever you believe, created, okay, in its completeness. And so there's side effects. And then for the side effects, many times people are just prescribed another pill and on it goes. If you want to balance your system and have your body be able to absorb the nutrition and the the kind of medicine that needs without rebelling against the synthetic ingredients, because our bodies really can't handle it and it builds up in the system. That's the bummer part. The synthetic meds, they continue to like build up in our system because we can't process it quite the way that we can process things that are natural. Now, the natural methods may take a little bit longer, but I guarantee you it's a deeper, more powerful, long-term solution So it's like getting to the root of the problem versus putting a Band-Aid on the problem and hoping it's going to go away. It's like going in and yanking out the root and then healing the body. So the herbs I'm learning about, I don't know how much more to share about that because I'm not quite as knowledgeable about that as I am about the other things to this point. But I'll get back to you and make another video once I've got the herbal remedies down. I have been taking the immunity drink blend, which is similar. Interestingly, there's a lot of similarities I'm finding about the oils that I've learned and the herbs and how they're used and what they're used for. Then also I'll be making myself familiar with the different plants and which medicinal plants and things grow around my area, which is pretty interesting. It's nice to find out. Do you guys know what kind of plants that are medicine that grow around where you're living? It's kind of a fun experiment just to, next time you go for a walk or a hike, just to start to pay more attention to the things that grow wild around you and what they might be used for. It's a little challenge. The other challenge, again, is your lemon water. You can squeeze a regular lemon in. You can get lemon essential oil, however you do it. You can get one of those yellow plastic lemons if you want to, but just the practice of warm water with a little bit of lemon in it in the morning to activate your entire digestive system, fire up your digestive fire, get your body prepared to actually metabolize a meal and get the nutrients that it needs. It just is a nice, easy way to get your entire system moving in the morning. And it takes like 2 minutes. It's like a really simple practice you can implement. And then I found that just rather than becoming overwhelmed with all the different things you could possibly do, just add one little thing on, like make a challenge for yourself to add one new thing on a week or one new thing on a month that you bring in as a daily practice, and just see what happens. See how your life turns around or how it balances out, or how, like I've experienced, with the herbs lately, just things that were like this little scabby thing I had on my ankle that just wasn't healing, just gone. It just disappeared, vanished since I've been taking the herbs regularly. The immunity blend, I got sidetracked. The immunity blend is just heating up some warm water, putting I think it's a half teaspoon of turmeric and cumin, tulsi basil, clove. Let's see, what else is it? Honey and a little bit of cinnamon in there, mixing it up. And that, like, if you feel like you're getting sick or getting a cold or anything like that coming on, and you drink a little bit of this mixture, actually, wherever I post this video, I'll put a link down there too. It's in Dr. Clint G. Rogers' book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, on page 293. And it's extremely helpful. It is definitely helpful. You can feel everything in your body starting to activate and work the instant you take a sip. So my challenge to you, friends, we have this time in life right now while everything is kind of in the unknown. I mean, I guess it's always in the unknown, but when we have more time to kind of reevaluate life and reprioritize the things that are priorities for us. For me, after going through cancer, health became a priority. And and I realized the value of preventative measures. That's the other thing that I'm learning, is like in the herbs, in the training of Ayurveda or Siddha Veda, it's not about like treating the body when it's already sick, although there are plenty of methods and ways of doing that. But it's more about keeping the body balanced and healthy. So the focus is different. So, and that is another really powerful thing too that I've learned. I mean, since what we focus on expands, and this is actually a concept in science, what we focus on expands. So if we're focusing on treating an illness or a disease, or we're focusing on sickness or fear, then that is just growing, right? Where if we just shift our thinking a tiny bit and focus on health, healing, um, giving the body the word is escaping me. Just giving the body the ingredients that it needs, tuning into your intuition. And as you go along with this and you're getting more aligned in nature and you're actually balancing yourself out, you'll find your own intuition even gets deeper. It's amazing. Everything becomes more in tune with what would bring you balance and health and wellness. Holy moly, I've been talking a long time here. One last thing I wanted to say that I've been practicing that's part of the Siddha Veda and the Ayurveda techniques is called Abhyanga. And it's a self-warm oil massage. And I love massage. Oh, practically live for massage. It is one of, I call it my health insurance. That is the single thing that actually keeps my blood moving and keeps everything flowing for me. But in ancient cultures, in like Roman cultures, they bathed in oil. And I think it's called oleation, the practice of oiling your body, and even putting oil in your ears and your nose, and just actually adding moisture to the body, because even in the Siddha Veda training, they've been able to bring women out of menopause after being in menopause for many years, bring them out of it, restarting their menstrual cycle so they could have a baby, because the body just dries out. But if you're keeping your body lubricated, and getting that nutrition through the largest organ, through the skin, by the application of the oil. And what's funny, so this was our homework for the week, was pick these practices to practice, like the lemon water and the doing the daily self massage and things like that. So I picked that, and I've been doing it, and I was noticing I was like kind of going fast and trying to get, just do it and get through it. And then I realized it totally defeats the purpose of doing it. So once I took it on with a more conscious, mindful approach, and really started sending my own self and my own body love as I was doing it, and there's videos on YouTube you can watch. It'll show you there's a different process. You do your scalp, you put it all over your face, and then there's a certain way that you massage your arms and certain body parts so that you're bringing any toxins toward your heart to be processed and released and detoxed from the body. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. I have a lot of information that I've learned over the years, and I am now feeling at this point in my life like it really would be selfish of me to not share this stuff. I've learned from trial and error over, the last 20, 30 years. I mean, I started making, essential oil things when I was a teenager. I made like cinnamon toothpicks, and made lavender spray and peppermint spray and things like that. I did not understand at the time, although on some level I must have, but I didn't understand consciously the complete medicinal value of these plants and how many different things they can support in our body. I mean, even if you're choosing to go a Western, route in some form of treatment that you're doing, that's fine. As long as you're following your own intuition and you're not being pushed into something because you need to go inside and find your own intuition. What is it telling you to do? What is it telling you to try? Maybe use these things like I did at the time to support all of the other harsher things that were going on for me in chemotherapy and treatments like that. The flower essences saved my life in that time, and the oils helped me feel so much better, and the massages, and just all of these things are so wonderful to help bring your mind and body and spirit and your emotions into a peaceful, harmonious alignment, to bring your whole being into balance and equilibrium and health, because without health, the rest of life is very challenging. And when you have your health and when you maintain your health, and when your conversation is about health and not sickness, and it's about, happiness and love and joy and not fear, then you're going to experience an entirely different outcome. So I am sending you so much love and so many blessings. I'm here if you need me, if you want to ask any questions about all this crazy stuff I talked about today. Feel free to message me or email me, whatever, however you want to get a hold of me, and ask me the questions you have, and I can do my very best to point you in the right direction. I can tell you that your own innately, we all have this. There is a deep knowing once we start to use these things that that there's something to this, because it is resonating with our being that is from nature, that is nature. So best of luck on your own personal healing journey. And I'm here. I love you. Have a wonderful day.